Oh, it didn't work. What's going on? Oh, hang on. All right, I screwed it up. But here we go. We're live.
Packers fans out here to stay. Cheeseheads green and gold all day. Jordan Love lead us to the bay. Every game we find a way. Green Bay hustle, grind it up. Hit the field, we don't bluff. Touchdown dances, feel the love. Jordan's got that MVP stuff. It's time for let's go. Packers bringing that show. It's time for you know. Green and gold gonna glow. Lambeau Field, our sacred ground. Feel the vibe, hear the sound. Packers fans so loud and proud. Jordan Love, he's wearing the crown. Lambeau Field, our sacred ground. Feel the vibe, hear the sound. Packers fans so loud and proud. Jordan Love, he's wearing the crown.
All righty, dude.
Hello, and welcome to the OPE Takeover of the Matt Ramage Show. I am Iowa Joe of the Ohana Packers Edition. Normally, I would have my co-host Mike Kawano, but his son's birthday is tomorrow, so he's off doing some preparations. But I found Matt Ramage kind of just hanging out around there, so I decided to take over his channel and do our second annual OPE Awards for the year-end Packers Awards. Matt, thank you for letting me take over your show and your audience and everything else. What's happening, my man?
Dude, what is up? Yeah, I'm not sure how many people. I don't usually go live on Saturday nights. I think people are out having a good time or whatever. But if some people are out here, we're gonna give away some awards today. I'm happy to be a part of the Ohana Packers edition over here on the OPE Network, which is a great name.
Oh, yeah, that's that. When we had to rebrand, that was the thing I wanted, was something that you could cut down to make an amazing name out of it. So,
Yeah.
and what about the awards, man? The OPEEs. I mean, they can kind of see it here in the background. You know, OPE's head on the Oscars. So the OPE Awards. But not only are we going to give away awards to Packers players, but we're hoping to do some giveaways to anybody listening also. Like I was telling Matt, we have this signed 8x10 of Carl Brooks, him blocking the kick against the Chicago Bears, and a signed 8x10 of James Lofton. So hopefully at some point we will do a giveaway of that if we get enough people in here.
So if you want to win something and you're watching right now, stay tuned. You're going to win some stuff.
I will drop. Yeah. Who knows?
Someone will. And there's not a lot of people watching, so you got a good chance. Odds are pretty good.
But I got to drop this into the private chat so Matt can drop it in his Facebook chat. It is the form to fill out to enter said giveaway. That way we know who's here, who's what, and whatever else. So just fill out that quick form, drop it in, and your name will be entered in. And maybe you'll get something, and maybe you'll even get some merch. Maybe I can talk Ramage and us into dropping some merch in there too.
We'll see. If we get to like 10 views, we'll talk about
it. So, like we were talking about, this is the end of the year awards. Normally, you would have this like right after the end of the season.
I don't know, because I feel like after the Super Bowl is like when like the season's over and then you start talking about stuff. There is that time in between where you like, as like the players of the fans of the teams that didn't make it, where you can do that stuff. But I don't think it's ever too late. After like the last week after the Super Bowl, then it's too late. Then you're like, bro, we ain't talking about that no more. We got the draft.
For sure, yeah. And that's
like this is a good time.
And that's the whole thing. We had to get this show in, so because Mike and I will start our draft prep here pretty quick. So we're gonna have a busy time between now and April. So,
yeah, I do a lot of draft prep. That's what I'm known for. As being a draft guru. You know what I mean? I'll be there though.
Yeah, I think I met Mike. Who knows? We're all off the rails all sorts of ways anyway because of issues.
No, I think you said him, but I'm just saying for me, that's what people tune in for.
So, let's go ahead and start out with our first award, and it's going to be the Boy He Did It award.
Boy, he did that.
Boy, he did it. It's pretty much the breakout moment for, a player, for a coach, for anything. And, so Matt, you want to hit the video?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Is that what that sound was? That was the sound.
Boy, he did it.
So, like I said, that's basically for the breakout player, coach, or whatever. So let's hear it, Matt. Who do you got for your Boy He Did It?
All right, so my boy, he did that. He did it, but I like to say that instead of it. I like verbs. I'm not sure what a verb is, but anyways, I'm gonna say McKinney, and not for any specific play, but like for how he started his career as a Packer, because like it was like everyone. I mean, I think people expected McKinney to be good and be like, people were excited about that signing, but he started with how many games with the interception?
6 straight games.
Yeah, and that's ridiculous. That's stupid. That's not supposed to be. But that start, I'll give it to him. I'll say that boy, he did it, because that was a great start, and it didn't stop there. It wasn't like he fell off after that. He had a great year, but like his start was just ridiculous. Let every Packer fan that ever had a question about the signing of McKinney know that, all right, that was right. And if I didn't think it was, I was wrong about that. McKinney was an absolute great signing.
For sure. And he came in, obviously the big signing of the offseason at a weak spot for the Packers for many, many years, and he solidified himself. This has even been talked in, one of the top signings for the Green Bay Packers, going up there with Charles Woodson and Reggie White. So,
I mean, I would, yeah, I mean, it's up there, but I'm not sure if I'd put it way up that top, but I think it's like, it's on the shelf for sure.
Well,
Because
realistically,
the thing
it's
with like
probably not
Woodson,
there
like,
yet.
and Reggie White is both those guys helped get him a ring. And I think McKinney, if they did get that far, it would have been because of a big part. It would have been because of McKinney. I think McKinney was huge this whole year. But like to put him on
I
that,
know, but you got to.
and they're not done yet. They're not done yet.
Right. Twitter and
could
all
be.
them were ready to crown him. So
Yeah, I don't
they were
know.
putting him up
I don't know
there.
if I'd put him. I feel like Reggie White, Charles Woodson, even like there's some other guys, but like those two especially though, I feel like are on their own little thing. You know what I mean? Like they're on their own pedestal. Like I think you have to win a ring to get on that tier. And I think McKinney would agree if he was here.
Oh,
hey,
I'm
McKinney,
sure.
he's over here. Grab me a beer and come answer some questions.
Well, you don't have McKinney, but you got McKitty back there, so we're good. Yeah, I mean, there's not much else you can say about it. He's really just, he's for somebody, he was one of the top draft picks back when he was drafted. He didn't really match what the Packers were looking for in, like athletic traits, but he still was a solid player, and they thought enough of him to give him the contract, and he's really showing it. So, it is what it is. He's really kicked it into gear. He's solidified a position that's been weak for the Packers for years. So, yeah, you can't go wrong with Xavier McKinney. So,
no, we got some people in the chat here who would say what's up to. You know what I mean?
that's great. What's up, guys?
What is up, everyone? How we doing? Harry, all right. You know what I mean? Oh, he's talking about, he said Al Harris. A lot of news came off today. But anyways, we are having ourselves an award show here today. Thanks for tuning in. We are giving awards for this season. It's the OPE Awards, presented by the OPE Network. We're here today with Iowa Joe. And I want to make sure everyone knows who is just tuning in. A lot of people are late. You know what I mean? You're late to the party, whatever. But anyways, I'm not trying to. This is not my show. This is your show.
Hey, man, that's fine.
I'm the guest.
But this is your crowd, so I got to let you play up to your crowd. So
Well,
hey, you gotta have
I
your
just want to
act.
let everyone know like what we're doing. We have a great show. We have a great show. We're doing the
Hey,
OPEEs.
great show, great.
I might steal
but
this idea for next year.
man, now I'm gonna have to spend money to copyright this stuff. So what the heck?
I'll call it something else.
But anyway, my boy, he did it. Which, if you guys are just tuning in, didn't hear it, it's basically your breakout player, coach, or whatever. I gotta say, it's my breakout for this year is Matt LaFleur. I mean, he
All right.
showed the type of coach he was when your starter goes down and you're going to a guy who just was in the building for 3 weeks, if that, 2 weeks, I think
Yeah.
was top. And he goes out and goes 2-0 and with a backup. Shows and it's a backup that everybody had wrote off because, oh well, he was in Tennessee and he didn't do crap down there and he's no good and everything else. He came in and was amazing, and the Packers offense didn't miss a beat. So to me,
Dude, can I stop you just for a second?
yeah, go for it.
Dude, I like this right here. Rick said
I
the
saw that.
Rammies. The Rammies. All right, first of all, you know how Tom Grossi's got the Grossi posse?
Yep.
I've always thought, like, what would, if I gained a community to that level or whatever, where they would have a name, what would it be? And I feel like the Rammies would be what it is. That's the first thing I thought of. I'm not sure that they would want to be called that. But the Rammies is a good name. Even if I steal this idea next year, make it worse and have a different name to it. You know what I mean? That could be what it's called. Anyways, Rick, shout out to Rick. He's always over here giving us good ideas. But anyways,
great.
I didn't mean to cut you off. But that Rammies just caught my eye. We have to
Yeah, I saw that. I was going to call it out too, but I was in the middle of my rant. So
and then I was just like rudely like, I'll just cut this guy off. My apologies.
But no, the Rammies is a good idea. You know, we'll have to think. I'll help you think on some things with that for next year. You know, but yeah, Matt LaFleur has got to be my boy. He did it. So, and yeah, I'm a Rammy. There you go. You got your name. You got the Rammies.
We'll make shirts. I'll give them away to the most loyal people.
Hey, Patreon. That's what a Patreon thing is. So once you sign up for a certain tier on Patreon, you get a Rammy shirt.
Yeah, you're like, dude, I'm telling you.
But you know, to interrupt the show anyway, if you guys see the link from Matt in the chat there, it is a form to fill out that will get you entries into a giveaway. And what we're going to be doing is giving away this Carl Brooks signed 8x10.
Carl Brooks.
Him blocking the kick against Chicago. And then this James Lofton, Packers Hall of Famer, Pro Football Hall of Famer, signed 8x10. And
Dude,
I know they're real because they come from Waukesha Sports Cards.
I think I have a Mark Chimura autograph picture I could give away.
Hey, and we could even give away some merch too, because I got a nice merch store. You got a nice merch store.
Yeah, I have a merch store for sure. Nice. No, I'm just kidding. It's good. I should make fun of that. Shout out to Dakota. He does all that stuff. So I'm not just making fun of myself because that's what I like to do. But yeah, I have a Mark Chimura, but I'm not sure that I know where it is. But I won that from the Drew Cave. I'm not sure I should give away stuff I won, but I haven't used it, so like someone else might enjoy it. But anyways, yeah, we can figure some stuff out.
So yeah, if we got to, we'll throw the link back up there. But fill out the form. You know,
It should be kind of pinned. They should be able to find it.
If the form doesn't work, let us know, and we'll figure out another way to do a givever. But hey,
He said,
shout out to my guy.
He said, "Go ahead and give away that Golden Boy helmet. Why don't you?" No, that thing ain't going nowhere. This thing, Paul Hornung autograph helmet right here, a gift from Tommy Grossi. I would never give that thing away.
Well, and I was just going to give a shout out to another friend of ours, the Green Bay guy. He was the one that gave me the idea for the form to fill out and help me figure out some about that form. So shout out to the Green Bay guy, Ben.
The Green Bay guy, Benny's he's a good friend, but he's also very smart. He's smarter than me. I realize that. Second time I talked
not
to him.
Not to
Not
be
that I-
mean, but that's not.
Not that
really
I did.
that
Not that I
hard.
thought I was smarter than him the first time I talked to him, but he was like 17 then, so I feel like I did have the upper hand at first. you
I've
know what I
known
mean?
Ben for a long time too. I want to say probably 2010. I've known Ben
Yeah.
since about 2010. So
Yeah, the beginning of Twitter kind of is when I met him. I wasn't hanging out
But-
talking to 17-year-olds on the internet, but he was on Twitter. Make that clear. But he was like one of the kind of the originals on Packers Twitter. Team Tweet
Yep,
all night.
yep. Him and
get
his
after
buddies
it.
were the ones that got me on Twitter too. So hey, shout out to Ben. Appreciate you, bro.
Hey, and
All right.
he's got some good stuff coming up. The Green Bay guy. Stay tuned. The Green Bay guy's got some good stuff coming up. You don't even know. I
He's
can't
even
tell
got
you.
some old stuff that's pretty good. He's got his website,
Yeah.
the Green Bay guy. That I
Green Bay
think he needs to
narrative.
pay us.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
make a whole
We're
commercial.
giving him,
No,
like,
if you're coming to Green Bay and you need you've never been here before, the greenbayguy.com has a website tell you everything that you need to know. Restaurants, hotels, all types of stuff.
and he
Yes.
also did an old podcast back then where he interviewed fans and everything else. So,
Yeah. He
check
might
out
have some
his
new stuff coming up. I don't even know. I can't even talk about it because
No,
But,
I know he's got some
he
stuff
might.
coming up, and so it'll be great to see. But anyway, back.
Anyways,
to the
back
topic.
to our thing.
Now
Quick
that
commercial
we're
for
giving
Green Bay
away
guy.
like 20 minutes of free publicity to the Green Bay guy. So yeah, Matt LaFleur's my boy who did it. Took a guy, threw him in there when his star quarterback went down, and he gave away the couch cushion. The Cats put him.
You guys want my cat? I will
No,
give you this cat.
it's from Robert East. He said, yeah.
Dude, it does. I always talk about this on my live stream. If the cat's not there's like a dent here. I always say that's because this is where that cat sleeps. Look at it. This cat likes me too. Look at this.
I gotta
take a lot.
move my little couch thing because it's against my Packer wall where all my signed photos that I have framed up. And every time the cat goes to jump on the back of the couch, she's always knocking over my pictures. And it's like, you
Dude, that's the thing.
cat.
This cat doesn't knock over anything back there. I kind of moved a lot of it up here. You see it because I moved my camera.
Yeah.
But all that was back there, and it never really doesn't knock my stuff down. This cat shows respect to the green and yellow. You know what I mean?
All right, so let's move on to
Now
our
let's keep her
next-
moving. Let's keep her moving. Keep her moving there,
moving.
Iowa.
And our next award is going to be Hit the Video, Matt.
All right, I hit the video.
Rookie of the Year.
You love all my AI voices that I got going on here.
That video.
So
was
basically, like I said, it's the Rookie of the Year for the Green Bay Packers. This one, I don't think you can really choose anyone but a certain player.
awesome. Yeah. This is like, if you have a different answer than me, I'm just gonna end the stream. All right.
There's
The only
one that comes in a close second. There is one that comes in a
All
close
right, and I
second.
want to hear you talk about that, but it's Edgerrin Cooper.
Yeah.
All right, he had a monster year. He didn't have a rookie year. He had like a veteran year. He had a good year.
An all-pro
was-
year.
Yeah. He was what was he? Rookie of the month. I
Yeah.
forget what month that was. But,
And he was Rookie of the Week, like back weeks. And
Yeah.
or no, it
back-to-back
wasn't
week.
even Rookie. He was like Player of the Week,
Yeah.
back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, he had a great year. I don't have his stats out here. I'm not ESPNing this thing where I'm gonna tell you everything that he did this year. But anybody who watched Packers football, Edgerrin Cooper, like the Packers defense is better. Like when he's on the field, he was getting after it, and yeah, absolutely, he's the rookie of the year for the not just the defense,
and-
like for the whole team.
Yeah.
And like I think how many rookies are better than him? How many rookies? Like I don't know. They have the rookies of the years, all that stuff. Obviously, there's some offensive guys over here in the playoffs. But how many rookies really had a better year than him? Like I think he's up there. I mean, I'm not saying he's number one, because
Right.
Daniels
I
is doing
think
his
the
thing.
thing that hurt him was missing the amount of time he did. He missed
Yeah.
a lot of time at the beginning, and then he missed a couple.
But I think that like
years.
kind of shows it. Like when he missed his time, like even like Evan Williams when he missed times, you like notice the
And
difference
that's
on
my
the defense.
close second.
Yeah. Like
Evan-
you like notice that those guys when they're not there, some guys they're not there and they're like, I mean, not that you don't notice it, but like some guys like the defense doesn't even play the same. Like they're not
Right.
able to. Yeah. So I get like the second, but yeah, that's my guy. Now let's hear your spiel. What do you got?
Really, my rookie of the year is the same. It's Edgerrin Cooper, but since you already really talked him up, I will give you the close second, and that's Evan Williams. I mean, he came out as another one with McKinney that was there to bump up a position group that has been weak. And you said it right. Those guys when they missed, the defense was weaker because of it. I'm still a Javon Bullard fan. I think he's got the ability to do it, but it just seemed like Evan was able to pick it up, real quick. But I hate doing comparisons, and I know this is going to become draft season pretty soon, and everybody's going to expect comparisons and everything like that. But I do see Evan Williams as a bit of a Micah Hyde style player, where they're not like overly athletic, but they're a workhorse blue collar type player that is going to go out there and give you 120% every time. And, not that Edgerrin doesn't, but Edgerrin has a leg up because he is that athletic freak. So even if he doesn't do something right, he still can be in position because he's faster, he's stronger, and all that other stuff. So, yeah, even though Edge wins it by a landslide, you got to put Evan Williams up there as a close second to him.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Evan Williams is a huge part of that defense, and like say when he wasn't there, you could tell. I feel like you could tell even like the way they play the defense, because when they were Jair was out, Evan Williams is out. Obviously, Jair was out a big part of the year, but when those guys ain't in there, they can't do the stuff that they want to do. I feel like
for sure. And it's really going to be great to see what the defense does this next season. With these guys having already a year into the system.
Yeah,
so
they're gonna be good. They're gonna get after it.
As you can tell, Ramage is a little buzzed up.
Not too much. I had a couple. I ain't gonna lie to
you. So go ahead and keep dropping what your guys' things are in the chat. Let us know what you're thinking. Again, make sure you go over and do the fill out the form so we can get some giveaways going. We can answer some of these questions too.
All right, so let's get to Jason's comment right here, right? Jason says, Watson is in a tricky spot. He won't play some of next season in his last year of his rookie contract. Packers bring him back. They need a receiver that can take the top off a team like Watson can. I'll let you get right to that. I got lots to say about this. A lot of smart stuff brewing up here, bud. But I want to hear yours first. And then I can copy it and change it a little bit.
Jason, you're right. He is in a tricky spot. ACLs are really, they're not as bad as they used to be, but they're still a major surgery to a knee, and they have shown that they can slow down people. And you hate to see it with, Watson was really starting to pick up, and it looked like they really figured out the hamstring problem with him. And it really sucks that he went down like that. He probably will miss some time. And even when he does come back, he's not going to be, full bore with it. And it really does suck for him because it is a contract year. And I hate to say this because I know they're going to come out and like try to kill me and, bite me apart and everything.
I might help him. Depends what you're going with this.
Well, and it could help him, but I think what's really hurting him is how vocal his family gets on like social medias, and like his dad and his brother and all of them. Just when you say something wrong, they come out in full force, and I just hope they're not also giving him different encouragements. Yes, he has all the athletic ability to be the guy that can take a top off a team, like Jason said, but He's also been limited throughout his 4 years here. Oh, see, now you were talking about how the cat doesn't knock anything over.
It's kind of messing with my favorite thing over here. So I was like, what's going on?
But he hasn't been, he's missed a ton of time. He's not really been that. He hasn't shown himself as a true number one receiver. He's shown himself as a good receiver and a talented receiver, but he hasn't really broke out as that number one receiver just quite as yet. I would be all for bringing him back, but it just depends on what kind of money and what kind of contract he's going to be looking for. And that's where I worry about what the family thing is. Sorry, I was reading another comment. What the family is pushing behind him, but if they just let him and his agent handle things and whatever, who knows? He could come back for another 4 years and on a decent contract. I don't think he's worth top 5 receiver money as of yet.
Yeah, I don't think that, especially coming off an injury. Like, I don't think he would expect that either. But like, I the whole thing with the family, like his mom and his dad, argue people on Twitter. I would never ever in my life argue with a player's family on Twitter. Like, I would never even respond. Like, I don't say like negative stuff usually on Twitter, but if like his dad is very vocal, people like will say, "Well, Christian Watson should have done this and should have done that." Whatever he gets after, but that's his son, dude. My kids don't play like professional sports, but like if anyone ever talks trash about my kid, like I'm gonna argue, and that's like the minimum I'm gonna do with someone like talking trash about my kid. So like I get it, but I feel like they shouldn't probably do that. It's probably not as good for them. But like whatever. But I just want to argue with like someone's family because like that's their person, right? And his dad obviously knows football or whatever, and he's like arguing people. But I just want to go back and forth with them. But I get like where they're coming from because that's your family, that's your son. Like, no one comes above that or whatever. But anyways, not to get all into that. But Christian Watson, so he got hurt. So next year, like they can't trade him. Everyone's talking on Twitter like trade him. Okay, you're gonna trade a guy whose ACL just took a crap. Like that, it's like trying to sell a car. Like, hey, the axle's broke, but like get that fixed, and you never know. You know what I mean? Like they have to ride through it. I like Christian Watson. I think he's a very good wide receiver. Very unlucky with injuries. I don't think he's injury prone. I don't think he's soft. I don't think he's weak. I think that he had a hamstring problem. They sent him over there, try to get that thing figured out. It sucks now his ACL. But like people like talk about like players like when they get hurt, like, oh, this guy's injury prone. Like, no, it's his ACL. Like he wasn't touched. Like it just that happens sometimes. It sucks. But like, I mean, my ACL never tore, but like I don't do stuff like that.
I blew my ACL out in high school.
Dude, I almost pulled my ACL get out of bed. It feels like it went out, but I recover by breakfast. You know what I mean?
And like I said, I'm not completely trashing his family for what they do because I understand it. But you also, like you said, you got to be careful with that because then it gives a bad look that if somebody just says even the littlest thing and they go off on it, then it represents badly on.
I think it just adds more to his plate. I don't think the Packers really care. Like if his mom is arguing with like Packer fan 982. Yeah,
I don't think it hurts him, but it hurts Christian because then if he goes to sign with another team, it's like, okay, well now we have all this baggage coming with it.
I'm not really sure that teams care too much about what families talking about on Twitter.
I don't know. Look what happened.
Unless it's like crazy. If it's crazy stuff, like out of the world, like the coach sucks and everyone's piece of crap. Like if they're like causing like actual turmoil, but they're just arguing with like Packer fan 972 because he says he sucks and he dropped the ball. I don't think that's really like what a team would like be scared of. But I feel like it adds more to his plate though. Like it's just drama he doesn't need. Like, you know what I mean? Like, right. Like imagine doing your job. Like I work at a cheese factory and like stuff happens at a cheese factory. Someone might get mad at me. It wouldn't be good if my mom was back there. Like, you leave him alone. He's doing his best. You know what I mean? So like,
well, that's more what I mean. It's not, it puts more baggage onto Christian himself, because now he's got all this chirping going on over here, and he's trying to worry about, well, I got to recover from my knee injury, I got to recover from this, and he's had a lot of bad luck with hamstrings. But like I said, it seemed like they got that figured out, and now he had this ACL injury. I do think that as long as, depending on what the asking for is coming up, there's a good shot he comes back on a second.
Yeah, probably
deal.
on a discount. Coming off an injury, guys usually they're not asking for the bag. This is a comfortable offense. I think Jordan Love is. I think next year's going to get it. He's going to go on to another level. I think this offense is going to get better. This passing offense was not good this year, but I feel like another year in the system, everyone's gonna. But Christian Watson, he's not going to come back at the beginning of the next year. Like he's got a bad injury, so it's going to take some time. Probably halfway through the year. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I think that he's not going to have enough games under him with that knee where a team is going to try to give him a bunch of money. So I think the Packers have an opportunity to keep him for cheap, and I think that he should be kept if he's able to. Obviously, you're not going to overpay for a guy, especially coming off an ACL injury. But Christian Watson, like at his best, that like you look at the numbers, like even Jordan Love's passes per attempt with Christian Watson's on the field is like, I think it was like double. I don't have the exact numbers, but they were bigger, and not just because Christian Watson's so almighty great, but that threat that he can go off the top. They have to respect that. And I think it helps everyone else, every other wide receiver on the field. So Christian Watson's good to have on there. But, like, injuries suck. So, like, they'll have to take that into account.
Perfectly here. And this is the issue that I had when I was rehabbing from my ACL injury. And my co-host, Mike Quano, said the same thing. ACLs are tough to rebound from, trying to strengthen the ligament to get back, but also making sure the other side of your leg stays consistent strength-wise. And that's the truth. And one of the other things that we talk about is you rely so much on your opposite leg that's not injured that you tend to end up injuring that other leg somehow too, because you're overcompensating. And and you got to worry about, was there any other damage to the knee other than the ACL itself? Did the meniscus get injured? Did the any other of the ligaments?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know any other words of the knee. Do you? He's over here trying to grab him. I ain't gonna get. But
there's the PCL, the MCL, the ACL. Then you got the hamstring behind the knee. You got the patellar in the front.
You got a propeller?
Patellar.
Oh, I like the propeller. I'm like, they going flying? What's going on? We going on a trip? Road trip.
All right, let's go to the next award.
All right, let's go to the next
video.
award.
Matt Ramage.
All right, let's get after it. We got a video over here. All right. Oh, I missed it. All right, there we go.
Defensive Packer of the Year.
Dude, that sounds so like we're
was
watching
Vincent
like
Price.
a Christmas, and nobody wanted to play with him because he had a red nose. But like with that voiceover, I feel like that could have been it. But so there you go.
So I'm going to go ahead and take this one just because.
Start us off.
You kind of answered this earlier with your boy he did it pick, and obviously the defensive player of the year's got to be Xavier McKinney.
No one else.
He showed up. He became the instant leader of the defense. He played consistent all through the year. There was really not any down moments for him. Yeah, he did have a moment here or there where something happened, but it just, it more the scheme than it was the player. So, my guy has got to be Xavier McKinney.
Yeah, he's most definitely, and not even like I like his trash talk. He's on Twitter talking trash. The Packers lost first playoff game. The Lions lost. He starts talking trash right away on Twitter. I love that. I love McKinney. I think he's fantabulous. I think next year the Packers win a Super Bowl, and he'd be a big part of that. Fantabulous.
That's
spell it out.
Big words over there.
No, I love McKinney. I think he's a great addition. I think both McKinney and Josh Jacobs brought that attitude. I mean, like, not that the Packers lack it. Jair's got the attitude. He wasn't playing a lot this year, but they have that attitude. But it's not like frivolous attitude. It's not like talking to talk. It's like and Josh Jacobs, he doesn't really talk, but I feel like he's a really good leader. He's like a very good He's a vocal guy. He's
Talk off the field, but how many times on the field was he?
Oh yeah.
Those
Well,
guys?
they're all talking on the field.
You know, when
We
he's
don't know
basically pointing at the guy, waving at him to like, all right, hit
Yeah.
me, bro. I dare you, hit me.
I love Josh Jacobs. We'll talk about him in a little bit, but yeah, McKinney is most definitely my guy.
So, yeah, and he really rejuvenated the defense. And again, you know, let's see what happens this next season. How everybody comes back in one, because people also forget that this is the first year in the Halfley system. They've been a
Yeah.
3-4 defense since 2008, 2007,
Long time
something
ago.
like that.
Aaron Catman was on the team. when
Iowa
they
guy,
switched, you know?
Iowa guy, man. You
And
know,
we don't hold that against him, but he was really good anyways.
But you know it. So this is the first year's, you know what, in almost 20 years that they've played a 4-3 defense, and it's a learning curve. It's not like
Yeah.
these guys can do it in an instant.
Yeah,
So
some guys
when
can't do it. Some guys don't
some
fit.
guys can't. You know, your guy Preston, he said, you know, hey, it's not anything against the team itself, but they just went in a direction that I can't.
This ain't working for me. You know, I'm a 3-4 guy. And Aaron Catman, he's in the Packers Hall of Fame, and he couldn't do it. They went from a 4-3 to a 3-4.
He got
didn't work.
him and
I mean, I
Kelly
wouldn't
got
say he couldn't do
completely
it, but
toasted.
he wasn't as successful. And it kind of like they parted ways, however that happened. But yeah, like that's just how it goes. When you 3-4, 4-3 is a lot different. I don't know, but I know it is. And some guys, it just doesn't. They're not. It's not that they can't do it. It's just that they're not as good at that position as being a 3-4 linebacker. So, you know, move on and keep her moving. You know what I mean?
Pretty much. And you know, Robert said it again. You know, it's the more he gets his guys in place, and that, you know, now the thing that we've got to hope against, and we already saw him interview for one this year, is that teams are going to be wanting to come in and hawk him for head coach.
next year he's probably gonna be gone. We probably got one more year with him. I'll bet he gets a better coach. You know, I mean, what do you get? An interview with the Jets? Who the heck wants to coach the Jets?
I'll do it as long as they pay me millions of dollars. I'll go out and do it.
Yeah. But like any like real coach, like the Jets are a mess. Like Woody, what's his name? Woody, whatever. He's a 98-year-old dude named Woody. First of all, you know what I mean? He's like the first Woody of all time, and his kid is like helping him, and he's off the Madden. Like what?
There you go, Ramage. Me and you could do that. You do the Madden side of things, and I'll
we just need to have a billionaire daddy. You know what I mean? Dude, if I had a billionaire dad, you wouldn't even know my name. Like, you wouldn't know I exist. I would just be in a dungeon somewhere playing video games. I would never go outside, never have a job, and nobody would know I was alive. But then, well, if I had an NFL franchise at my disposal, I might come out and be like, hey, I'll help you with the draft. I play Madden every now and again. Anyways.
And, you know, so, like I said, for him to step in the first year, kind of like I was just talking about with LaFleur too, the way he did things when his star player was out and everything else, you know, Halfley did the same thing, but this is his first year. So, I mean, the first year as the Packers defensive coordinator, you know, they're going to get things figured out. They're going to get another draft in. They're going to get some more draft picks.
Yeah, more guys, more of their guys. And I think free agency too. The Packers got some money. I'm not saying they're going to spend it, but like they're going to spend some money this offseason. I guarantee it in free agency.
Well, and they've
not
got
going to be stupid, but they'll go after some dudes.
Because they've got a lot of contracts coming up too. You know, your offensive line guys are going to need paid. You know, the wide receiver rooms, a couple of those guys are going to need paid, and you know, so on and so on. So it is what it is, but you know, they've got a good base to build on. You know, and that goes back to an earlier comment from Jason. You know, what do you think Cooper's play? How will they use Walker in the defense moving forward? I don't think it's going to change anyway. I'm a big Quay Walker truther. I think he's got the ability to do it, but I think they've got a ton of responsibility on him. And the game hasn't quite slowed down enough for him to be able to, all right, well, I got to diagnose this because I got to call the plays for the defense and everything. If he could play like they're playing Edgerrin, I think you'd see a completely different Quay Walker out on the field. But because he's got more responsibilities to him, I think it kind of hinders his playmaking ability because of everything that he's tasked to do. And he's not so much a rush linebacker anyway. He is more of a coverage guy. And you can see that. There are a lot of times when he's dropping in coverage, he's doing a heck of a job. Sorry, Ramage, I don't want to
take it easy. Oh my goodness, we might have to boo this man. We might.
Sorry, Quick Trip. He did a heck of a job when it came to coverage and stuff. Hey, you're lucky it was just the H word. That could have been a lot worse.
I don't think that word matters. I don't think anyone cares about that word. I think we're all right. Sponsors ain't bailing because you dropped a.
So yeah, it's going to be decisions are going to be made on Quay and Devontae Wyatt and stuff like that. But I think the best pairing you could have right now is Quay Walker and Edgerrin Cooper. I would give the green dot to maybe Xavier McKinney and just let Cooper and Quay do their thing. Whether it's rushing the quarterback, whether it's playing coverage, whether it's playing spy, I think that's your best bet with it. So hit the video for our next category.
There
Ramage.
you go. Next category coming up.
What a surprise!
All right.
Man, I did a wonderful job with these friggin' AI voices here.
If you say so. But here we go. I'm just kidding.
So this is just the biggest surprise of the 2024 Packers season. I'll let you.
Dude, this is a tough one because you asked us some tough questions. We didn't use them all. Most of them I was confused by. No, but biggest surprise of the Packers season. I'm talking about just the players on the field, not like games or whatever. Just the players on the field, which I assume you're talking about because that's what we're giving awards for. I say it's Cooper.
It can be players, it can be coaches, it can be Sam Johnson in row 34, seat 76.
See, I would say Matt LaFleur because I think he did a really good job early in the year, coaching up Malik Willis. When he had to jump in, he was only on the team for like a week. But I feel like Matt LaFleur, which I'm a big Matt LaFleur backer, but he did make he made some mistakes. I feel like going at the end of the season. I think he kind of said that too. Like there was some stuff, but the Packers did make the playoffs and they did a good year. But I'm not saying him because I thought about this earlier. My biggest surprise was Cooper, Edgerrin Cooper, coming as a rookie. I feel like as important as he was to this defense, I think he was huge because, like you say, we're switching from a 3-4 to a 4-3. Not everyone fit. Preston didn't care for it too much. He ended up asked for a trade. He's over there in Pittsburgh now. But Edgerrin Cooper came in, handled his stuff. I almost dropped one. And he was banged up a little bit too. But I feel like Edgerrin Cooper was a guy that really surprised me. He was rookie of the month. Like you said, I think he was defensive player of the week a couple times, or I don't know how many times. But he had a fantastic year. Every time he's on the field, he was awesome. So he was a guy that really surprised me. He might not surprise some people, but I'm not a draft guru. I was like, oh, a rookie doing big things. That's cool. You know what I mean? I think that he would be the one for surprise player. He balled out, and that he's just getting started. I can't wait to watch this dude's career.
Here, let me pull out my 10 pages of draft notes over here.
I don't want you pulling out nothing, all right, bud? You take it easy over there. Talking about pulling stuff out, you know what I mean?
My biggest surprise
is a family show.
Is a face only a mother could love. My biggest surprise, and I've already talked about him a few times, I think it's been, and he hasn't won one of our OPEEs yet. So, even though I've talked about him, he hasn't won one of our OPEEs yet. And that's got to be Jeff Hafley. For him to step in and do what he did with this defense, first year, there goes the sponsorships. Yeah, see? At least Kawano's not on here. His little samurai would be flapping everywhere. But Jeff Hafley in his first year, He revamped the run defense. Yeah, I know the pass rush didn't seem like it was there, but Mike and I talked about this a lot throughout the season. There were a lot of rushing quarterbacks that they were trying to contain, so they played a little bit more of contain than they would have rushed the passer. They still had a ton of stats. They still ranked, pretty decent when it came to like sacks and stuff like that. But again, you've got a bunch of guys learning a new system after coming out of a 3-4 defense right into a 4-3, and just like I said, revamp the run defense. I think they were almost top 5 in run defense.
Yeah, they
by
were
the
top
end of the season.
in a lot of stuff.
So takeaways and stuff like that, they did a lot better than what they've done in the past. So yeah, my biggest surprise of this season was the Jeff Hafley, almost like instant.
Yeah, I said that. I said top 5, but the bad thing is, I said that like the last 3 years. So
we all had hope. We had to hope about something.
But I was right about this one. No, but yeah, he came in and turned it around. And the thing I always think about defensive coordinators, that first year, I feel like sometimes is the easiest year. Everyone's hopeful. Usually a new defensive coordinator means a lot of failures, the year before. That's why dude got fired. That new guy comes in, everyone's excited. Yeah, let's get after it. You know what I mean? They kind of, the pass rush wasn't there all the time, but it was like there a lot or not at all. I felt like this year. And I think that they're going to figure that out. Rashawn Gary, like, when did he get hurt? Like, he got hurt, right? He had a bad injury. Was the 2002 season at end?
2020. It was 2 years ago. 2 years.
Yeah,
ago.
2022 season. I think at the end.
Yeah.
Then last year he was kind of working through that thing, and then this year's like his first year back. But I feel like next year he's going to be, kind of completely over it, like not trusting it. I don't know how it is with this injury, but I feel like next year, especially being a full year in this system, we're gonna see like what they do and what help they give them, and like they got to fix this pass rush. And do they add anyone? Max Crosby, you know what I mean?
Maybe they pull off a trade for Myles Garrett.
Yeah,
that would be.
Yeah,
but
something might happen. Something might happen. We'll see about that. But Rashawn Gary, I feel like gets doubled too. He gets it's not like he's over there. I don't watch film, but just watching again.
The thing about Rashawn and Lucas Van Ness is when they played in a 4-3 system, they were more interior defensive linemen than they were edge rushers. So they're still kind of playing out of position.
Yeah.
So it's all possible that, they get another year in the system. They get used to, they work on their pass rush moves a little bit more, because that's one thing both of them needed to learn was they tried to speed rush and they weren't majorly speed rushing type edge rushers. They're strength and bull rushing type. I keep wanting to say tight ends.
I don't know what's going on with you.
I don't know either. This
guy's hammered.
Yeah, I know, and I don't even drink. I haven't drank in 3 years, man. It must be like a contact alcohol. But they're more strength and bull rushing types, and when they would rely on that move is when they would get more of their pressures, more of their successes, and stuff like that. So if they can build on that, or move them back inside and pick up maybe a Max Crosby or maybe a Myles Garrett or somebody like that, there would be, this could be a heck of a, there I go again, a heck of a, a defense, a pass rush.
I had to boot him off this thing over here pretty quick. But yeah, I think that they got some work to do on the pass rush, but I got faith in Rashawn Gary. I do love me some Rashawn Gary.
Yeah, and being an Iowa guy, I'm all for Lucas. So
yeah, and you just pipe down about any Rashawn Gary slander.
And I have nothing.
I
I
know,
will
I'm just
fully
kidding.
admit that I was completely wrong on Rashawn when they drafted him. It wasn't that I hated the pick; it just I didn't understand it because he was playing out of position. He was more of an interior D lineman than he was an edge rusher, so I didn't see the him making that step. But he really shut me up. So hey, I'll take my lumps. I'll eat some crow.
You know what I mean? Eat that.
Cheese on that thing, I'll eat it.
All right.
All right, we got our last one here. Nobody signed up on the form yet.
Yeah, no one wants to. Forms are tough to get people to sign. I don't like signing forms. I don't even have insurance. I'm just kidding.
Well, we got to figure out how to do this giveaway then, Ramage,
We'll figure
because
it
I
out.
want to give this away. We got to give this away tonight.
Just pick someone.
Well, there's only 2 people talking.
Well,
And I would feel bad going 50-50.
No, here we go. I'll tell you right now. The next person to comment wins it. No, it's only Robert in here. Robert and Jason.
Well, and Jason Bosco.
Here we go. Robert and Jason. Those are your winners. Rick was in here. He was hammering away, but I think Robert and Jason, they're the most consistent commenters.
Well, you should have told me earlier, Robert. I tried to say that.
Oh yeah, he couldn't click the link. So Robert tried. So I say we give it to Robert and Jason. I'm gonna be doing a lot of giveaways this offseason, so people are gonna win a lot of stuff.
All right, let's do this.
I had to pee, so we gotta wrap this thing up.
We got one more award, and we'll come up with a trivia question, and whoever answers it first gets the Carl Brooks, and whoever comes in second gets the James Lofton.
There you go.
Sound good? So I will come up with a trivia question. Ramage, hit the video for our next. Oh,
there we go.
There's another one.
The most valuable Packer.
The most valuable Packer. There we go. Who's going first? You want to go first?
Yeah, why don't you go first while I come up with a trivia question?
Yeah, it's not hard to get a trivia question. All right, MVP, most valuable Packer. All right, we're going Josh Jacobs on this. I feel like Josh Jacobs was a huge addition. I feel like Aaron Jones, if he would have stayed, could have done a lot of similar things. But with Josh Jacobs, he was a good leader on this team. You saw the press conference like after that loss in the playoffs. Like he was talking about, I'm going to bring people back here. And you see him on the sideline, amping people up. You see him stiff arm people, fighting for his life, put everything on the field, as they say. Josh Jacobs absolutely balled out. I think he was a huge part of this offense. They need to run him more. Matt LaFleur, I know you're watching. You're probably up in bed right now. You know what I mean? Looking at film, watching Matt Ramage show. But run the ball with Josh Jacobs more. I think he was huge. Huge addition. I feel like he's a great teammate. I think this offense, a lot of parts goes through him. Obviously with Jordan Love too, but Josh Jacobs is a huge, massive part. He's my most valuable Packer. And Robert agrees. Really, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was going to say there's no other one. A lot of guys played great this season, but Josh Jacobs, again, first year in the system. Like James said, McKinney could be up there too because of his play on the defense. But we've already given McKinney enough OPEs, so
he's got enough. All right, James.
We got to, Josh Jacobs has to take it. He was basically the offense for most of the season.
Yeah, I mean, and even when they did some throwing, but I feel like it all went through the running game.
And they did, and that was basically the system that Matt LaFleur runs is through the running backs. So, it is what it is. I don't know if they could really have run him any more than they did.
Yeah,
he already had as many carries as I think what was the next one? Amon Green back in 2000 something.
Yeah.
So
Packers ain't notoriously for hammering away at running backs though.
and you don't want to kill him. I mean,
no, you don't want to kill.
You got to give him a little bit of a break. So, all right, we got some people in here. Let's do this. The first one to give me the answer gets the.
We're doing a giveaway, folks. All right, so he's gonna throw up a question over here, trivia question. The first one to comment the answer right, he's gonna give away the
Carl Brooks. signed.
Carl Brooks. The
10.
first pitcher is Carl Brooks. He's going to ask you a trivia question. First comment that pops up with the right answer, you got that thing. You just got to message this guy, and he'll take care of it. So, are you ready for this question?
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
What was the date the Green Bay Packers were founded? And you got to give me the exact date.
The exact date the Green Bay Packers were founded. First comment up here with the right answer. You can Google. I don't care. First one. Yeah, I don't care how you get the answer. First one I see pop up here, put it on the screen, and you are the winner. We
need that Jeopardy theme going I was actually up there for the 100th year.
Oh, here we go. Is this right?
There we go.
Is this the correct answer from
There
James
you go.
today? There
August
we go,
11th,
James.
1919.
James is in the house with the correct answer. And I'm trying to hit him with applause here. And here we go. There we go, James. So you just got to hit up Iowa Joe. And you got yourself that picture. You know what I mean?
You got the ticker up, right? For the email?
No, I don't have the ticker, but I have the caption. We got that right here. Everyone email him and just tell him you won. He might send you one too.
I might send you anything. James Randolph, please email me at outbackpackers1919@gmail.com. Give me your contact information. I promise not to send you too much weird shit in the mail.
Don't send him like a picture of your booty hole or nothing like that. You know what I mean?
No, maybe some feet pics and stuff like that. But, you know, I got some compromising photos of Ramage that I could send you, you know. That
No, you
might
don't.
happen.
You don't. You don't have none of that. Robert, you were right, but you came in second place. No, you were wrong.
Second place.
No, he said
still
8th. He said August 8th, 2019.
Oh, no, that is wrong.
So
Yeah,
Robert,
you're off by 3 days.
Robert, bro, you were ahead of the game. Like I don't know what source you got. He
That
knew it was
means-
going to happen, though. Probably someone did. All right, let's get to the next one.
I got to give another one out here. Yeah, James, you know, hit me up. Make sure you send me your information so I can get that sent out to you.
Send him some feed pics and you'll get it shipped out quicker. But here we go on to the next one. All right, so this next one is going to be for the James Lofton autograph
James
picture.
Lofton.
All right, so like, what do we got here? What is the question that's going to be? But before, we have to get a round of applause for this great gift that's about to be replenished onto the world. So what do we got?
Okay.
What's the question?
In what round of the 1956 draft was QB Bart Starr selected?
Oh, I know this one. First one to get it right gets this thing.
Yeah, that's Ramage's next.
All right, let's see who gets this. This is kind of a common knowledge question.
Common
right
knowledge
here.
one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say common knowledge. I know it, so I think it is because I'm not very smart. But someone's going to know it. So repeat the question for people who might not have heard it.
Okay, in what round of the 1956 draft was Bart Starr
Oh,
selected?
we got an answer from Robert
go.
in the building. And
There you
guess
go.
what, Robert? Robert got that right. Shout out to Robert out here. Getting it right.
All two of our
17th
watchers
round.
got it.
You got yourself an autographed freaking picture there.
All right.
So Robert, hit him up on this
Yep.
same thing. Let's throw this back up here. Oh, I gotta find it. Hit him up with that email.
If you will, please put in the subject line what you won so I don't mix them up.
Yeah, and no one else email him either. People do that to you.
Please don't.
I get like, dude, I've done that on live streams. I get like 8 emails. I won, thanks. Like,
Yeah,
man, I gotta go
yeah.
back and watch this damn thing and find out who actually I picked.
Jason, you were off by 16 rounds, my friend. He was not a first round pick. You would think he would have been with as well as as a great a player as he was, but he didn't go until the 17th round of the 1956
Yeah,
draft.
17th round, and it was all history after that. You know what I mean?
I will do one more. Well, and you can all re-enter if you want. Give me the answer. I will give you a free T-shirt from the OPE website.
All right,
Or
what
no,
do you
I
got?
will give you a free piece of any of the merchandise on the OPE site. And then I gotta let Ramage go because he's gonna pee himself.
Yeah, I'm about to PM myself. You see me? I'm trying to like move around like a crackhead. My bladder's like, bro, you got 3 minutes and 22 seconds before you need a new couch. You know what I mean? All right, what do you got?
This
What's
one's
the
gonna be a
question?
little bit harder.
Oh, what do you got?
This one's gonna be who succeeded Vince Lombardi as head coach of the Green Bay Packers?
All right, so who was the head coach after Vince Lombardi left the Packers? Who do you got? We'll give you some music over here to listen to while you figure
Yeah,
that
we
out.
got to get some music going. Use the cat box. Yeah, the cat was making you mad earlier. Make him mad.
I don't think I can hear the music. Anyways, we're going to get right to the chat. Let's see. Who was the coach that took over?
Google it if you have to. I don't care.
Yeah.
I just want to.
Who was the coach that took over for Vince Lombardi when he left the Packers? That's a good question right here. I don't know it off the top of my head. I ain't going to lie to you. That's the wrong one. I didn't mean
Now,
to
I
hit that
will say I am going off of funtrivia.com/sports/Green Bay Packers. There you go. Robert got it. Bingston.
All right, there you go, Robert.
Phil Bingston.
The music's already going. Like 5 minutes later.
Osco, no, man, it wasn't Forrest Gregg. Greg came, I think he was the one before Art Starr took. No, Dan Devine was before Starr, but yeah, Forrest Gregg was a coach of the Packers, but he didn't succeed Lombardi. So
That's good music, huh?
all right, Robert. Same thing. Send me an email. Yeah, you got it on the second try there, Jason. Ramage is buzzing over there. He's floating. So, yeah, Greg was later. Robert, send me an email. Same for the James Lofton pick. Go over to ohanapackers.com/store. That's OHANA Packers.org/store.
There you go. Ohana. That's how you spell it.
Yep. And just go over there, or if you can't find it, when you send me the email for the James Lofton pick, I will send you a link to the store, or just look for Ohana Packers edition, and you should be able to find it on a Google search. Let me know what you want out of the merch store. I will send it to you. And what do you think, Ramage? We call it good for now?
Yeah, I think we're good. I have to
We're
urinate.
good?
But everyone, be sure to check out Ohana. I say that right. Ohana Packers edition over on YouTube.
It's Hawaiian.
Ohana. Yeah, I thought it was Ohana, but I thought you said Ohana.
No, Ohana.
Yeah, I thought it was
You couldn't stand the
Ohana.
Wisconsinite.
I know Ohana. You know what I mean? But everyone, be sure to check them out on YouTube. Does a great job. Has some good stuff. They got the good draft stuff coming up. What do you got coming up? Let them know.
We got a lot of our draft stuff. We'll probably be moving into our draft prep here in the next week. We do a lot more of the audio side, so find us on like Spotify, Apple,
Yeah.
all the good places.
You don't need to look at him all the time.
Yeah, this is a face only a mother would love.
Dude,
sometimes
my
she
mom
don't
don't even love my face. No. You know what I mean?
Or what is it they say? I've got a face for radio, so
Yeah. I got a
But-
face for Morse code, bro.
But we do a lot of draft prep. We'll do a lot of draft prep coming up, leading up to the draft in April. And then after that, we'll just be flying by the seat of our pants trying to figure out what we'll do next. We'll probably have Matt back on at some point, maybe, if we can.
We'll see.
If we,
We'll see.
we'll see. His his prices keep jumping even with every sponsorship
Yeah.
he gets, so it's costing me out the butt to get him on.
Yeah, that's what I do. I'd be charged.
We had Andy Herman and Tom Grassi on this past year, so
There you go.
we're moving on
So
up.
you're going backwards, is what you're doing.
We haven't had Nagler yet, though. I don't think Nagler likes me. So, Aaron, if you're out there, hit me up.
I don't
wanna
think
get you
that's
on.
it. But yeah, he's busy dude. He does live streams every single day.
I
But
know.
I don't think that's it. Yeah, I'm sure he loves you. You're a lovable
Yeah, I'm
fella.
sure you probably don't even know who the hell I am.
No, he does. I didn't think anyone knew who I was until they're
Everybody knows
talking
who
to me.
Ramage is. But to end this, like we would on Ohana Packers, we
What do
want
you
to say, "Go Pack, go!" and aloha.
There we go. Go Pack, go, and aloha. Can I say that?
Yeah, go for it. I'm not
Yeah.
Hawaiian. Mike's Hawaiian, so I steal it from
Dude,
him.
I like Hawaii. I want to go to Hawaii someday.
We'll
It's
talk
pricey.
to Mike. He'll give you a place to stay.
All right. All right, go Pack.